Islam's like more than just a grappler. Like, he's all round. Obviously, he's one of the best MMA guys. But yeah, I think it's pretty underrated. I think a lot of people just think he'll be able to hold me down. But yeah, I think I got some tricks to get up.
I don't think he's gonna keep you down.
Yeah.
Even if he is able to get you down. But on the feet, I might be biased, but I love them things.
But yeah, we're just working on different stuff. Sort of, I think like fighting those, you got to sort of think outside the box. Like they've seen it all, you know. Like Makhachev's seen it all. So you got to think a little bit outside the box. But I got some things that I think will work well, and then Craig will come over and help us out a bit.
Fine. Also, he's done it with Volk, I think, twice.
Yeah.
So he studied that style, their whole system as well.
When he gets on top, like when Islam gets on top, a lot of guys just stop moving and they sort of take the time. And that, like, when you take that time, he's already onto the next bit and he's like pushing you down. And then, so I think, never stop moving.
The MMA world just exploded. Kamzat Chimaev didn't just call out a champion. He declared war on everyone. It all started with one sentence. Kamzat Chimaev just made a prediction that set the entire MMA world on fire. In his usual fearless tone, the Wolf declared that Islam Makhachev will destroy Della Maddalena not by luck, but by pure dominance. He's too smart, too strong, too controlled, Chimaev said. But that wasn't what broke the internet. Seconds later, he went off on Alex Pereira, mocked Conor McGregor's comeback talk, and even threw shade at Nate Diaz, all in one fiery rant. Typical Kamzat, unfiltered, unshaken, and hungry for chaos. He made it clear that after his next fight, he's ready to drop back to 170, hunt for double champ status, and if Islam wins the welterweight belt, he's coming for him too. It was the ultimate power move, respect and threat rolled into one. And while fans were still processing that storm, Chimaev's attention shifted to his real obsession, legacy. He doesn't just want titles, he wants names carved into history. Whether it's Pereira at 205 or Makhachev at 170, the Wolf is ready to bite through divisions.
I think Islam, we will see. Both good fighters. Islam moving up, it's interesting to see what's he gonna do. But I think Islam will be more, he gonna use his wrestling more in this fight. Could you beat Pereira? Of course, brother. I could beat him with his coach. What is his name? Teixeira, yes. With Teixeira together, brother. I will beat them both sometimes. Kamzat versus Nate Diaz, brother. He's on drugs. It's finished. You have to give him like rehabilitation. Send him to Chechnya.
But here's what makes this story wild. While Kamzat was shouting from the rooftops, somewhere in Las Vegas, John Onik dropped a bombshell on his podcast that could change the sport forever. The question everyone's been asking, when and where will Jon Jones return? Rumors exploded when insiders revealed Jones is pushing hard for one last epic showdown, possibly at the upcoming White House card, an event so surreal it sounds like fiction. And then came the curveball. Former President Donald Trump himself went public, saying he wants Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, and Bo Nickel all competing on the same night. The idea of Jones stepping into the cage under those lights, possibly against Alex Pereira, instantly broke the internet. The GOAT versus the Brazilian wrecking machine? Fans are calling it the fight of the century. And timing-wise, it's perfect. Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane are set to run it back soon, Pereira's nursing an injury, and Jones is waiting for a legacy moment. Everyone senses it. The calm before something explosive. Meanwhile, back in the war zone that is the Islam versus Della Maddalena storyline, things took a shocking twist. A former Makhachev teammate from Team Khabib has officially defected to JDM's camp. The same man who helped Islam prepare for title fights now claims Maddalena broke his ribs during a sparring session. He's different, he said. Not just powerful, ruthless. That revelation sent fans spiraling. How could a Dagestani wrestler, one of the toughest grapplers alive, get folded like that? And why did he leave the team in the first place?
No, but he didn't want the Tom Aspinall fight. There was legacy preservation going on. He verbally agreed to a robust number and then went back on his word. He is apologizing and saying he was wrong. So even though, Jay, I agree with you that I don't see him as a natural heavyweight and I am of an competitive nature to see him fight Poatan, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Kenny, while it's not Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson, for me, it's the one that got away. And that is a fight that I was more intrigued to see than John Jones versus Poatan. And I think I am aligned with the big boss thing.
You know, with this Gone rematch, it's going to push it back a lot more. I don't know if we will. And I think for John Jones, I think he sees Pereira as a guy who has legitimized himself, more than legitimized himself, as a world champion in the 205-pound division. And I think he sees that as more intriguing. Is that the more exciting fight? Probably not.
Rumors range from financial fallout to secret disputes inside the camp, but the truth remains buried. What's clear is that this isn't just a fight anymore, it's war. Discipline versus defiance. Dagestan versus Australia. Faith versus fury. Maddalena's not treating this like another payday, he's treating it like a rebellion. In interviews, he's promising to break Islam, saying he'll stuff every takedown and drown him with volume. He's comparing it to his brutal war with Belal Muhammad, only this time, he says, "I'm not leaving it to the judges." Islam, on the other hand, remains silent. Cold. Focused. He's been here before, doubted, challenged, underestimated, and every time, he's walked out dominant. His grappling, his transitions, his calm in chaos, it's not just skill, it's evolution. From Charles Oliveira to Alexander Volkanovski, every man who's touched the mat with him ends up realizing the same truth: Islam doesn't fight you, he suffocates you. That's what makes this matchup terrifying. It's not about who throws harder. It's about who breaks first. And just as tension hit its peak, Kamzat Chimaev re-entered the story like a storm, saying publicly, "After my next fight, I'll smash whoever wins, Islam or Jack." He's currently deep in camp preparing for Nassourdine Imavov, but it's clear his eyes are already beyond that. The wolf is hungry for chaos, and the fans can't get enough of it.
Ну, он хрипел реально. Вот я думаю, сейчас, секунду. А когда я уже переверну, обычно бывает, когда ты переворачиваешь, ты ее уже практически задушишь, короче, уже больше процентов. Именно вот эту секунду, доли секунды, когда он переворачивался, он вот хрипел, он уже, я думаю, уже он почти уснул и сам перекатывался. Он это все выдержал, он смог выйти с него. А в это время она у меня выскочила, также скользкая была, видимо. И все, на этом фоне он стал. Он все про весь корпус, меня просто зажало меня, как будто внутри полностью, и вот так, и он давил, короче, выиграл.
Imagine the possibilities. Chimaev versus Islam for double gold, Jones versus Pereira for GOAT status, and McGregor's unpredictable comeback all happening in the same year. It's madness, but the kind of madness MMA lives for. Every fighter now is chasing something bigger than belts, they're chasing legacy. John Jones wants to prove he's the best ever. Islam wants to show he can conquer another division. Pereira wants to go up again. And Kamzat. He just wants to burn the whole system down and rebuild it in his image. That's why right now feels like the most unpredictable time in MMA history. Every division has killers, every fight feels like destiny, and every rivalry carries more emotion than ever. You can feel it in the weigh-ins, in the stare-downs, in the silence before the first punch lands. This is the new era of MMA where power meets chaos, respect meets violence, and legends are born out of madness. No scripts, no filters, no guarantees, just raw war. When the cage door closes, only one truth remains: anything can happen. Maybe Islam proves once again that discipline beats aggression. Maybe JDM shocks the world and becomes the new face of the sport. Maybe Kamzat crashes the party and takes it all. Or maybe, somewhere in the shadows, John Jones returns and reminds everyone who really runs this game. In the end, that's what makes this moment legendary. We're not just watching fights, we're witnessing history unfold. Every punch is part of a story. Every rivalry is a battle for immortality. And as the lights fade, the crowd roars, and the octagon door locks, one thought echoes in every fan's mind: this is more than fighting. This is the evolution of chaos, and it's only just beginning.